Hello, Kate.
Hi, Gian.
Given the recent media coverage of the Shield and First Guardian investments, we've had some inquiries about superannuation from our investors and how safe it is as a system for them. We feel that some of the questions we've received are going to be some great information for all of our clients, and we appreciate your time answering them. So firstly, are superannuation funds guaranteed by our government?
In short, no. Superannuation funds are not guaranteed by the government. They are, however, heavily regulated by government bodies such as APRA, the ATO and ASIC. These government bodies ensure that super funds themselves follow all legislative, compliance and tax rules, as well as rules around protection and solvency. They will not guarantee the performance or the safety of the underlying investments within a superannuation fund. So for this reason, it's very important that investors understand how their super is invested and ensure that their investments are reviewed regularly.
And why did investors lose their money through their super fund through this Shield and First Guardian investments?
Well, this is a very complicated chain of events, but basically investors were not fully aware of how their super was invested. The Shield and Guardian investments were identified as high risk and very speculative. From media reports, it appears that investors didn't understand the level of risk that they were taking with these investments, and the regulators identifying that investors may have received misleading and fraudulent advice provided by those advisors associated with the scheme. There was also a failure by some of the investment platforms in performing due diligence on these funds before approving them for use on the investment menus, and by the regulators for not acting quick enough on those concerns that were raised about those funds.
How can investors protect themselves from something like this in the future?
Well, all investments carry an element of risk. However, there are a few points that I would say are important to take into consideration and should be front of mind. Number one, understand your risk profile and ensure that you're reviewing this with your advisor on a regular basis. Your risk profile can change depending on your stage of life and your circumstances and needs. A review meeting with your advisor, at least annually, is a good time to discuss this. It's important that you can sleep at night and understand how your funds are invested. Number two, diversify. In the case of Shield and First Guardian, most of the investors had all of their funds in one investment. Our message is to ensure that you do not put all of your eggs in one basket and ensure that you diversify across different investments in accordance with your risk profile and across different asset classes and different fund managers. Number three, be informed. Ask questions about how your funds are invested. If you don't understand something, ask for clarification. Taking an interest in keeping your advisor accountable will give you greater peace of mind about how you are invested. Number four, review your funds regularly. Whilst you may feel that your investments are tracking well, it's still important to have regular review meetings with your advisor about your investments and ensure that your investments remain aligned to your tolerance to risk. In saying this, super is a long-term investment and there will be times where the funds experience volatility due to global events, inflation, government changes, currency movements and so on. It is an important reminder that long-term view should be taken depending on your life stage.
Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Gian.
If you have any questions or concerns about your investments, your Acorn Wealth Advisor is there to assist you. As Kate has stated, it is important that you meet with your advisor regularly and understand how your funds are invested. At Acorn Wealth, we have a strict due diligence process around the investments we are allowed to recommend. This is conducted independently by our licensee. We must strictly follow this approved product list, APL, which is reviewed constantly. We are not permitted to invest into funds outside of this list, and all our advice must be backed with research. Once again, if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to your advisor on 1300 455 170 or via their email, which can be found on our website www.acornwealth.com.au.